Does not
Yeah,
fit in the system.
I don't blame Russ. I know it's not Russ's fault. I only played into the media aspect of things because if that was the only way to either get him to the bench or have him traded, and since he's taken a role on the bench, he's been great.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at that, but I still want him off the team or at least let go in free agency. He could be re-signed,
I want
but
him off the team too.
it's too big of a contract.
Yeah. Getting him off the team would be the best situation. But
When does his contract finish? I don't even.
This year.
I think
This year?
This is
Yeah.
the last year of it.
He had a play option.
Yeah, but
Which he took over the offseason. I'm not mad that he took it, but I'm just
Of
saying.
course, get the bag.
who wouldn't take $40 million?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying you can't complain and then come back.
Yeah.
Can't have an ex is cheating on you and then come back to it later on and be like, why are you doing this? Go on vacation with each other. Nah, I ain't doing that.
That's a fact. But the main thing is we knew that like LeBron had to sign off on that trade in the first place.
Yeah.
LeBron's my favorite player, but I don't like. He has to be responsible for that. They knew that Russ, AD, and LeBron are not gonna fit in the system together and win games.
See, I
but
like
they
Lakers
still
fans like
they
Bernard.
still
They
made
honest.
they still made the trade
Some of
anyway.
y'all-
And now that they seen that it didn't work, even though they know it wasn't gonna work in the first place, now people are getting upset and trying to blame Russ for it. If somebody trades for you, you don't blame the person. I can't control where I go.
Yeah.
But LeBron signed off on that, so he has to hold. He has to hold that.
But remember also it was the stubbornness of it. Like for example, when Russ came back, his exit interview was a thing of not necessarily putting blame on like Frank Vogel or whatever the case may be, but there were instances where you were like, Russ, you're not working in this situation. And I guess they didn't communicate properly, but Russ wasn't willing to say, all right, I'll go to the bench, I'll try this out. It was if you're not willing to, Russ's thing was if he wasn't going to play in fourth quarters or if you're going to ask me to come off the bench, I'm just not going to play. Remember, he took like a 2-game, 1-game hiatus.
Yeah.
And like that was his response. So it wasn't only a one-sided thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't that I understood Russ and his capabilities fine, but then you're coming in the press conferences, exit interviews, and you're saying that I don't know what actually happened. And it's like that's a lack of accountability, and that kind of pisses me off.
I agree with that as well, but I feel like as people, we have to look at it as if we're in their shoes. So imagine you being a starter your whole career. Imagine you winning MVPs, leading teams, all types of
All-stars,
stuff.
triple doubles,
And then
everything.
somebody just comes in and says, all right, you're coming off the bench now. I feel like what he did was the perfect way to do it. Because you know how Allen Iverson never was able to accept it?
Yeah.
I feel like you have your time where you are mad about it. You can't accept it for like a couple games, maybe a week or two or a couple months, maybe even. And then eventually what he's doing now, you say, okay, I accept it. I'm not that guy anymore. I have to come off the bench now. I feel like that's reasonable. He did it in a reasonable time frame. But some people never do it. Like like Carmelo. Carmelo ruined his career off of not accepting it quick enough.
Yeah.
If Carmelo, once people said, yo, you have to come off the bench, and he was like, hey, yo, P, they said I got to come off the bench. If he never did that and he just accepted his role out, he would be in the league still today. But he waited too long, and now he's willing to do it now. But it's too late. Nobody wants him. That's why he's in MSG yesterday waving hands when he should be on the court.
Did he deserve that?
Do you deserve what?
Answer my question.
Yes, he deserved that.
Wait.
A standing ovation. Melo
hold on.
deserved a standing ovation in Madison Square Garden.
All right. For what?
No. Wait.
Don't do that, Rain.
Chill, bro.
I'm just saying.
No.
Fair play too, but
I'm not gonna lie to you. I give Carmelo credit because he was one of the few players that said, "I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna become a Knick." When the Knicks got Amari Stoudemire, was he a free agent or did they trade for him?
He was a free agent.
Okay, so it was Amari Stoudemire and it was Carmelo Anthony that were willingly saying, "I want to be a Knick."
And
a
they
lot
fake
of-
made the city lit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and a lot of players aren't willing to do that.
did it in a bad way though.
How?
Forced his way out of the
Yeah.
trade when he couldn't win the free-
He was about to be a free agent. He made them trade everything to get him. He should have waited
What was it? 3 months, 4 months?
4 months. Like, you could have waited. But he did have the city on, bro. He had the city turned, bro.
Everybody was going Knicks tape
Hometown-
crazy.
Hometown
like,
hero. So,
But that's how sad the Knicks are though.
but yeah.
What is the definition of turn? A first round exit?
Second round.
Second round
playoffs. They was
exit.
going to the playoffs.
I think if you have something to build
Yo,
off of,
he's
then it's
off-
something.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Haj, the Knicks have been bad for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. So, and they're now finally in a playoff position. You should be able to celebrate that knowing that they're not going to win a championship. So Haj should
That's insane.
no, because if you if you
He's
are,
bugging.
if you've been in 30 years of just pure trash, for example,
It hasn't been 30
No, it's
years,
been like
though.
20. They made it. They made the finals against the
99.
Knicks.
They went to
I mean,
finals
against the
99.
Spurs.
okay, fine, in 20 years, and that was a lockout season, and they were the 8th seed, but that's neither here nor there.
That's more impressive.
No, it was a lockout season. They was the 8th seed. It was like a bubble year, basically. It was like the equivalent of one. That's what
You're gonna
nobody's
stop
talking about.
bubbles, bro.
No, I'm not. I feel
bubble
like that's a real
championship
thing.
is a real championship. But that's not. We're not talking about.
We're
that
not
right
talking
now.
about that. But here's what I will say.
He
I think
loves
that
doing
Haas
that.
should celebrate being a Knicks fan and what the Knicks are accomplishing now because you've been so mediocre throughout the years. If you wanna chime in, go ahead and switch mics. But clip it off and okay, great. Go ahead.
So we're not gonna act like we haven't been on an 8-game win streak in the past 5 years.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's like
Right.
if we know what our max potential is and being a first round exit, I'm not gonna be overly happy about it. It's a good thing, but it's like, bro, realistically, we're gonna be a first round exit again.
Yeah, but where did you come from though? Every single off season, you guys
And
make
we're
moves.
We're not. We can get out the first round depending on who we match up
Y'all
with.
not even gonna make the playoffs, bro. All jokes aside, the Knicks are not making the playoffs.